All right, how are you? Today is Tuesday, August 20th, 2024. This is BelloHeart. Thank you for joining me. Today's conversation is going to be about basically about politicians and how did they get this way and some of my core beliefs, as a podcaster, and since my core audience should know what I stand for as a person. All right. Anyway, back after this. All right, so subscribe. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I know I'm a new podcaster, so that's why I'm going to explain, my philosophy in life and what's going on. So first of all, I'm a former Marine, and I believe in America first. And as a patriot and a veteran, I took an oath to defend this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I take that oath very seriously. I am a father, and I also take that very seriously. So my values as a person and as a man. Should should be discussed only because my core audience should at least know what I stand for as a person. So last 2 year and a half ago, I had a spiritual awakening. I grew up Roman Catholic, and since then I have dumped my organized religious beliefs and have started to believe in spirituality. Spirituality is a belief in God resides in all of us, connected to our consciousness. We have the power to make our own heaven and hell through our mindset of thoughts. So that means God is not something that exists outside of us. He exists in all of us, all things, and we have access to him anytime we want. You just have to believe it and stay positive, and you can create heaven if you're a positive person on earth, or you create hell on earth if you're a super negative, selfish individual. And that's I've heard the quote for spiritual people is we are a soul having a human experience, not the other way around, a human having a soul. We're not a human with a soul, if that makes any sense. All right, so spirituality, I believe in God, so that's important. Truth above all, very important. The truth is all that matters to me. My children deserve the truth about this world, and we need to defend the truth at all costs. Lying is disgusting. There's no need for it. Transparency is important, and you should be transparent as a person, right? Why not? Family. I'm doing this. The only reason why I exist in my life as a father is to provide for my children and protect them, right? And then America, as I said, and then America. Why? Because my family lives in America, and that's where I was born, and these are the values I was born with, and these are the values I will defend to the death. So, um, this specific podcast is more about politicians, right? So, just so you know, my goal as a podcaster, what I'm trying to do here is I'm going to take through the timeline of truth, right, an awakening, and the first thing the first corrupt truth system that's going to fall is going to be, which is happening now, is the mainstream media and the government, right? And with that, as the politicians are being exposed, right? So eventually, the pharmaceuticals, which is already starting to show some cracks, the prison system, the corporations are all corrupt, the education system, unions, the financial system, all organized religions are corrupt, and eventually they will fall too, and the truth will come out about how they've been manipulating and using, and money has corrupted everything, right? So all organized religions, to me, actually any sort of indoctrinized group where you have like-minded thinking, is really just boundaries for your brain, right? It's just you can't think outside of this because then you're against your whole group of religious people, which is ridiculous, right? We should be able, freedom of thought should be everybody's right, God-given right, and it is. And don't let anybody tell you differently. Um, Eventually, spirituality will be the world's religion, right? But today we're going to focus on the media, and the government for now. Why? Because we're in an election year, and my children have to grow up in this insane world. And the only way, and if you haven't figured it out now, I'm a Trumper, um, and I've come out as a big Trump supporter because there's establishment politicians who've been around for a long time. Right? We're going to talk about how did they get this corrupt, right? What made them this corrupt? So why are most politicians corrupt? The temptations, think about the temptations of being a politician, right? I'm sure that most politicians go into being a politician because it has good intentions, right? It's believed to be a way to help people, make a difference in your community, right? And and hold on. So what goes into being being a politician? I'm sure as a regular American, unless you're born into these elite families and that's just your whole thing is control. But if you're a normal person that has aspirations to be a politician, I'm sure your intentions are good, right? And you probably want to help the world, help change, make a positive impact on society. But then you get into this environment in this crazy world, and it's got to be the most corrupted, group of people and uh, environment that there is, right? I mean, you have the amount of money that's at stake is insane. The amount of power that's at stake is insane. So the higher the stakes, the more money and power there is behind all the decision making, right? And it's got to be just insane to be those people. Now, why did we let our system become corrupt in the first place? That's a different discussion. Why is it allowed that our politicians can be lobbied and be bribed and be, and corporations are even involved in our politics? That's a whole nother discussion. That goes to government and government corruption and what's really going on behind the scenes in the deep state, right? The military industrial complex and all that good stuff. But as far as just being a regular politician, bribery has got to be on the table all the time, right? Money, being blackmailed if you do something stupid, that you're drunk at a party one day, you gotta be, oh, you're a politician, you can't afford to have that come out, right? So you gotta defend against that. So I'll sell my soul and sell out the family and my American people for it. I mean, how can you be real anymore when you're in an environment where every single person is fake? I mean, it's got to be so difficult, right? How hard is it to be a real person in a place where everybody is fake? Do they even know what is happening on our streets for real? I mean, all they do is live this fake life in a land of luxury, right? And they really have no clue. They've lost touch with the American people. Now they try to put their stuff on us instead of the other way around by using social media. So they're influencing our decisions through media and social media, and it's supposed to be the other way around. We're supposed to be influencing them. That's the real issue. Why is lobbying legal? Why is it allowed for corporations to pay money into political action funds to sway voters? It's ridiculous. It's just bribery, legal bribery. That's all it is, right? Why don't all politicians have term limits? They should, right? If they really cared about the American people and they weren't in it for money, why would they not want term limits, right? Hey, it's the best thing for the country. This is what we need to do. Now the other question is, if me or you was in the same situation, would you be as corrupt? Would you be corrupt? Would I be corrupt? It's hard to say. I think if I became a politician now, I'd be fine. But if I became that as a 20-year-old, a 25-year-old, I don't know, man. Money corrupts, power corrupts easily. So if you were corrupt, and then this leads me to Trump, right? So if you were in that environment, in this world where your whole life you've been dealing with criminals, corruption, and everything's a lie and everything's fake, and then you get somebody from outside comes in, wins the 2016 election when nobody thought that was possible, and you broke the system of control, and now you see all the crimes and what's really going on behind the scenes. So if you're a corrupt politician, an outsider that became president, that could expose all your secrets, and most of you, if not all of you, would go to jail for something because of what you've done. What would you do to stop him? Would you make people hate him using the media if you could? Would you take his money if you could? Would you make fake cases and try to put him in jail if you could? Would you try to kill him if you could? I don't know, man, but what's at stake here? Is it really hard to believe that this is happening to Donald Trump and that everything about him is BS? Trump is not the problem, is not the enemy, people. The enemy is inside the gates. It's our government. Wake up. Thank you, guys. And I'm not trying to spread fear. I'm just trying to spread truth. I hope you enjoyed this show. Like and subscribe if you made it this far. I appreciate it. And let's have a great day, everybody. Thank you.